Hey everyone, buckle up for a new episode of Bumpaholics, the one and only podcast made to teach on all stages of the arrival of a baby, before, during, and after. Whether you're an expecting mother, have questions about fertility, having difficulty with lactation, or are in your postpartum period, you're sure to learn from our experienced doulas when you listen to Bumpaholics. Welcome to another episode of the Trimester Journey. I'm Brittany Brownell, certified birth and bereavement doula, certified birth photographer, director and volunteer with Casey Women's Ministry, and mother of 3, soon to be mother of 4. All right, so some symptoms that you can be looking at this week if you haven't started these symptoms already. Thankfully at this point, the placenta is going to start taking on some of that hormone production. So hopefully your mood, although still potentially volatile, it should start to stabilize a little bit. I still get pretty teary at the craziest things. but at least it's not a full-blown meltdown or cry fest, you know. So I don't know about you, but I'm kind of ready to start showing. Although that little bump, it's not going to be a reality yet. That's okay. Mainly the nausea, being tired, and overly hungry are the reality at this point in the pregnancy. So the uterus has started to grow in order to accommodate the baby, but we actually still have a few more weeks before we're really going to start showing. If you do start having a little bump, it could just be water retention. The bump usually starts to show around 16 to 20 weeks for most women, especially if it's a first-time pregnancy. Second-time pregnancy, and more than second pregnancy, so in my case, 4th pregnancy, the body can start showing at that earlier time frame, whereas a first-time pregnancy could be even up to 25 and potentially even 30 weeks. That's a little more rare to go that long without showing, but it does happen. So, some information about baby. Baby is about the size of a cherry. It's a decent little size. It's just a little thing. So this is actually your baby's last week as an embryo, this week 8. That means that your baby has little teeny weeny organs and some systems that are almost fully formed. They're fully developed. Now, how incredible is that? They even have skin, although it's see-through, but it still covers them from head to toe. And that skin is covering cartilage that's going to be developing into bones, and it's going to harden into bones here soon. And with the bones, the baby's getting more limbs instead of flippers. So they actually have 5 fingers and 5 toes now. And this week, the baby's facial features are starting to develop more. You're going to see some lips, nose, eyelids, even a tongue. And the intestines are starting to move away from the umbilical cord and more into the abdomen space. So we're getting some really cool stuff. And although we have fingers and toes, they are webbed still at this point. So they're not separated. So nutrition. What's some good nutrition for us this week? Well, a yummy fruit smoothie has lots of antioxidants, and it's got all the fruits that we need to help keep our gastrointestinal organ, everything moving smoothly, reduce that constipation. Bringing in that calcium and the vitamin D are really good for that bone health, because remember, the baby's cartilage is starting to turn into bones, and in order to do that, they're going to start leaching some of that calcium and vitamin D from you, mom, from us, in order to develop that in baby. Last week we talked about getting some food cravings. So why do we get food cravings during pregnancy? I was really curious, so I did some research. Of course, that's like me. They can be from stress. Food cravings can help relieve some of that stress that we're building just in our everyday things. They can also be caused by a heightened sense of smell. If you're just out walking around and you smell something, you may not realize you're smelling it, but your body's saying, oh, that smells really good. Or it might be caused from just a nutritional deficiency. You know, you need certain vitamins or certain minerals that are found in that food. If you're craving fish, you might be needing some omega-3s. If you're craving kale, then you might be needing iron. Or let's see. So your hormones can also cause some food cravings, as crazy as that is. But I think we all get a little food cravings around that time of the month too, with the hormone changes. So let's see. I put a link at the bottom in the description with some of these, with an article that goes through some of this stuff. On the other side of cravings, there's some nausea. You know, we talked about some nausea last week, of course, and we talked about some things that can help. And like we said, you might not be able to tell if you're hungry or nauseous. Even if you are a little nauseous, try eating a little something, crackers, bread, something that might help soak up any fluids that might be in your stomach, causing some of that nausea. You can try those Preggy Pops that I've found at Hy-Vee. You can try the ginger lollipops or peppermint candies. You can do peppermint gum or peppermint or ginger essential oils. Put in a diffuser or dab it behind your ear. Just snacking regularly can help keep a lot of that nausea at bay. But again, if that nausea is extreme and you just cannot keep food down, you can't get it to go away in any way, shape, or form, it's not just coming in smaller waves, talk to your provider. You don't have to suffer through it. Some emotion things happening this week. So this week we watched Disney's Encanto. I watched it with the kids. And the entire movie, I swear, I felt like I was crying. I was tearing up through the whole thing. And it's not even that sad of a movie. I mean, it's got some parts, but it's not even that sad. I don't know what the deal was. Hormones. All right, so some next steps for this week. Continue that research from last week that I told you about. Finding your provider. Meet some providers. Now that you've got your list of providers, go meet some of those providers. Most of them offer a free consultation. Talk to them. Get to know them. Get a feel for, is their philosophy and the way that they do things, does that mesh with what you're wanting and your philosophy and what you believe in labor and birth? And then get moving, be active. Just because you're pregnant doesn't mean you can't go for a walk or go do fun things. Go to a yoga class, go to the gym, go swimming. Be active. Being active keeps your body healthy and it helps keep it supple. It helps reduce those aches and pains of your body growing a baby. Something to keep in mind as you're being active, take things slowly. Your body is doing a lot of work right now in growing a baby from scratch. You know, you're creating another human being in your body. And that higher blood volume we talked about last week, sudden movements, you know, if you're going from sitting on the floor for a while, say you're sitting cross-legged on the floor and you're doing a meditation and it's been wonderful, slowly get up. Because that imbalance, that blood pressure balance can make you pretty dizzy when you get up. We don't want you falling down. That's not a good thing. So be active, get active. It's going to be a large component in your birth story and in your labor. All right, that's all I have for you for today. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Bumpaholics and the Trimester Journey. You can find out more information at kcwomensministry.org. That more information is about the ministry. It's about doulas. I'm working on putting blog posts together for each of these videos, so you can go find these there. And I love having you guys here. If you have questions, let me know what those questions are. I'd love to talk about those questions and answer them. If you haven't already, please comment or like, subscribe, and click that notification button. I send out new videos for the Trimester Journey every Friday, and we also do videos of Bumpaholics every Thursday. Usually Madison and I are in those. So come and join us for those. We post a new episode every week. Hit that subscribe button and we will see you then. Thank you for joining.